Hi there, in this video we're going to walk through how to set up your page for Raise the Dough on our platform Mightycause. So I'm going to be using Georgia College and State University's page as an example. They are new to Raise the Dough this year, so you won't see any other past fundraisers. If you have participated in Raise the Dough in the past, when you log on you will see your past fundraisers, so certainly you can take a look at that and get a sense of what you've done in the past, especially if you haven't been the one involved in previously. You go ahead and log in, and once you're logged in, you should see, and your RPS or alumni advisor will be able to share all of your login credentials with you. Once you log in, if you go right up here to your little profile icon, you should see a page that's been recently set up for Raise the Dough on your behalf. We went through and set up pages for all of you to make sure that you're ready to go and put some template information in there to make it really easy for you to jump on and participate right away. So you can go ahead and click on that, which will bring you to your page. So the things that we've set up for you already are your title. We've dropped an image in, but I would recommend changing that. We can talk about that in a couple of minutes. I've dropped a template story in for you and then created your page URL. So you've got a unique URL here that's going to make it really easy for you to remember what your URL is to be able to share on social media. It also makes it much easier for us to share those as well when they're uniform as it is there. So we'll start walking through just this homepage. Some of the most important pieces are here. So first things first, as I mentioned, you've got your image and video section here. I would really encourage you, well, certainly you can leave the Raise the Dough logo and this Who Will Rise graphic if you'd like to, but I really would encourage you to change that up and include a photo from your campus kitchen, from a shift, your group photo, whatever you think is going to really hit people. Certainly faces and familiarity, especially as you're reaching out to your friends and family, you're going to be really key in making sure that you are successful during Raise the Dough. In this section here, the story section, this is your opportunity to really jump in and talk about why it's important, why this fundraiser is important for your campus kitchen. So I've given you some template information here, but please feel free to, certainly you can erase all of this and start fresh, telling a story. Maybe you're fundraising for a particular program that you have. Maybe you are looking to get to a particular item. You've got a goal to raise money for a new refrigerator, and so you can talk about what that'll mean for your campus kitchen, what it'll take to get there, what you're working with right now. Telling stories is really important and really connecting. If you can connect on that personal level with your donors, they're more likely to donate and also more likely to donate a higher amount. If you have any questions or if you're feeling unsure about how to update or what to say here, feel free to reach out to your RPS or alumni advisor or me, Annie Wheeler. There's contact information in the center for me. So please feel free to reach out. We want to make sure that a successful campaign is possible for you. And then your goal up here is going to be important as well. So think about what your funding goal is. So is it $100? Is it $500? Is it $1,000? Whatever that might look like. If you've done Raise the Dough in the past, it's a great way if you want to look back at your previous fundraisers and see how much you made last year or the year before. Maybe you want to raise that a little bit. Or like I said, maybe you've got a particular funding goal for an item in particular, like a new trays or plates for community dinner or what have you. So think through what your goal is going to be and include it here. You'll also see an optional section called Use of Funds. This is a really great opportunity, sort of along the same idea of what I mentioned before, but if you've got it sort of a breakdown, perhaps you're starting a new Beyond the Meal program, maybe it's a backpack program for your local school, and you know that you need to spend $100 on backpacks, you need to spend, maybe it's another $50 on Ziploc bags or to-go containers or something along those lines. You can walk through here and break down what your funding need is, what you expect it to be. It's really helpful as donors come onto your page and see what you're fundraising for and where the portion of those funds are going to. I'm also going to show you another section in just a minute about where you can update some giving levels as well. As always, connecting to your social media, if your social media is active, is a great way to connect with us. It's also a great way for them to be able to follow you year-round outside of Raise the Dough. So I highly encourage you to connect to Instagram. So those are the big pieces on your homepage here. So if you go over to this side gray bar, you'll see all of your editing options. So you'll see the live page. That's where we are right now. If you click on Page Editor, it actually is just another way to look through the different pieces of the page that you might need to update. And actually reminds me that I missed the short stories, since there's not anything filled in there. That's a great opportunity to really quickly say that you're fundraising, your Georgia College and State University, maybe you're fundraising for the first year, and you're looking to contribute to or fundraise for your backpack program. But really quick, it's going to be one of the first things that people see, and it's an easy way to sort of think through your messaging as you put out information about your Raise the Dough page. The duration, don't worry about, that's already set up for you. Most of this is we've talked about now, so your expense breakdown is there, your description. Updates, you can certainly, as you go through the campaign during the week, if you hit your goal and you want to raise it, you can certainly share an update, thanking all of your donors for helping you meet your initial goal, and now that you've raised it another $200 or what have you. Certainly it's a great way to update people along the way, and so they'll also get a little bit of a notification to say that you have an exciting update about your campaign. So the little dollar sign here is going to be really handy for you, so you can see your donation report. So once you start to have some donors come in here, you'll be able to pull all of those, their names, the amount, their email, if they left a comment. This is a really great tool to be able to send thank yous to your donors. As far as donor relations go, a really important piece of that is going to be sending a personal thank you or making that personal touch with your donors. Certainly the platform takes care of the tax receipts that automatically get sent so you don't have to worry about that. But I would strongly encourage you to think about connecting with your donors after Raise the Dough is over. And then also keep in mind for next year, going into Raise the Dough or any other fundraiser during your year, this is a great group to be able to reach back out to and let them know that you have another fundraiser going on and you really appreciate their support in Raise the Dough, and you would love it if they could support you now as well. I would also encourage you, if you have participated in Raise the Dough previously, to go back and pull the donation report from years past. Again, because it's a great resource to be able to send an email to and let them know that Raise the Dough is here again and you would love their support. So I mentioned briefly earlier about the donation levels or donation suggestions. So this is you're going to find this again under this dollar sign and then under donor experience. So this is a really great way to be able to encourage, let people know where their donation is going, and B, it also can be a really easy way to get folks to give a little bit more. So if somebody was intending on giving $20 and then they come, they log on and they go to donate and they see that, $25 will get you, let's say, it will feed 3 families for a week, then they might be more apt to donate the $25 as opposed to the $20. So I would strongly encourage you to think through what that means. Certainly you can change all of these. It can be $50, it can be $5, whatever you think is going to really be approachable to your donors and to your audience. Again, this is another great resource you can use is if you've participated in the past, going back and seeing what your average donation was in previous years. And again, that would be back on the money sign with under the donation report. You could pull a spreadsheet and see what your average donation. You don't really need to worry about these sections. You can certainly enable the address if you want to mail thank you notes or if you want to connect with them, via mail, but usually the email will be plenty. Yes, so I will highlight that yes, we do. While we do have a matching grant through the Craig Newmark Philanthropic Fund, which we're really appreciative for, and certainly tune into our webinars. You can check those out on the center for more information about those. But you don't have to worry about doing that here. We manage that offline, and so at the end, when you get your check cut to you, that'll include your whatever matching dollars you earn. So you don't have to worry about that. We want to make sure that there are no additional fees being taken out. The last section I'll show you here is the settings page. So most of this you don't need to worry too much about. I've set a lot of this up for you already. So, but the one I would definitely encourage is the the social sharing up at the top here. So this is your opportunity to really edit the content that if somebody wants to share your page, so when they click share and they want to share it on their social media, that you give them the sample image and information description, and then the option to be able to tag you on Twitter as well. So that's a great way to really, if you're encouraging people to share your page on social media, this is a great way to give them a template to do that. Like I said, I've already set up this custom URL for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Please don't change that. I've already marked how to find all of you and be able to, this is what I will use to share your pages on our national network. And don't have to worry about team and event participation. I've already got that set up for you. I would recommend you don't delete your fundraiser. This donation widget down here is great if you guys have a website or a blog or something along those lines that you have for your campus kitchen, or if you want to put it on any personal pages as well. This is just the embed code to be able to add a widget for donations onto another site, but for the most part, you don't really have to worry about that. You also don't have to worry about the metrics calculation. I've taken care of all that for you. So then the last piece would just be to hit publish. It doesn't yet have the funding goal, so we can work on once that's in, then you'll be able to hit publish and you'll join our main Raise the Dough page, which I'll show you. You can always find it. It's right on your live page, Raise the Dough 2019. So this is the main Raise the Dough page, which you will begin to see. So you can see Gettysburg has already published theirs, and you'll begin to see all of the schools populate on this leaderboard as everybody signs up and gets their pages published. So I'm just going to take a minute now to show you your profile. As you noted, you do need to update a profile icon, which you can just do. You can update email address. Again, please leave your unless you have an issue logging in, please leave your password as is, just to make sure that I can facilitate transitions from year to year. Certainly, we'll never post on, or do fundraisers on your behalf without your consent. But it just makes it a little bit easier for us to help you get that sorted out. So this page, this is your profile page. Is again, it's just for your. This is not your fundraiser page, but just your main Mightycause profile page. And so we can just go in here, and I will just quickly upload our CKP logo, just so we have something there, and it'll enable us to then hit publish. So let's bring this over here. When we've got the nice CKP logo there, you can certainly, if you've got a photo of your team, that's totally fine as well. Don't have to really worry about a lot of this because you're really going to be operating just through the Raise the Dough component of it, but certainly if you want to add a little bit more information, you're more than welcome to. Under My Campaign on your profile page is where you'll be able to see your created campaigns. This is also, if you've participated before, you'll be able to see past campaigns and go back into those pages to be able to check donor reports to see what your subscription was, see how much you raised, anything along those lines. So that's everything about how to set up your page. Again, we'll be doing some deeper dives into best practices tips and tricks, things along those lines in a couple of info sessions. All of that information is on the center in the Raise Video track, so feel free to check that out. Otherwise, like I said, please feel free to reach out to your regional program specialist or your alumni advisor or myself, Annie Wheeler, awheeler@dccentralkitchen.org. Again, my info is also in the Raise Video track as well if you want to reach out and ask any questions. Otherwise, good luck creating your page, and I look forward to seeing them all in action.